scriptures. Yeah. Everything's got to be perfect. That's why you constantly go through this, and then they're talking about
having had perfect understanding of as they delivered them unto us, which from the beginning were eyewitnesses and ministers of the word. It seemed good to me also, having had perfect understanding of all things from the very first, to write unto thee in order, most excellent Theophilus.
So what is that talking about? That's talking about Luke had to write down a record of what these guys did and what Yahushua did, but we apply it to the scriptures. Yeah. Everything's got to be perfect. That's why you constantly go through this, and then every once in a while we say, brother, you know, we went off on this, we got to change this, and we sit down and have a meeting. See, that's something that Nate doesn't do. That's something that Nate doesn't do. If you see, we know Nate. You young dudes.
And that's very humble. All right. This is Acts 17:10. And the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night unto Berea, who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind. And searched the scriptures daily, whether those things were so. So that's a noble thing. That's what the noble did. That's what the true men of the Lord did. Right? When you get into that word noble, the word noble, it says well born of a noble family. Strong's definition, meaning what? It says well born. So they came in through Yahushua, the right way. They were actually born in Yahushua, but it goes into what? Literally high in rank. So the true top men, this is their disposition. This is their attitude. This is their diligence. All right. I want to also get noble right here in the Google.
Noble.
It says, especially in former times, a person, so the ancient times, it says a person of noble rank or birth. Aristocrat is the one of the synonyms. Lord, these are the lords. These are the top men. All right. So it made me think of one last scripture. It says, do what? You go into the gates of the nobles. You have the nobles right before you.
See, we know that. You young dudes. Yeah, we know you can't come up on them. We knew them back in the freaking 90s, bro.
That's right.
The early 90s. And
So I'll save the rest of that. Truly meaning what? These are the men that's been set up, right, to take down this place through the Spirit. All right, through their preaching, their teaching, because they move in the way they ought to move, in the Spirit, in order to do so with the Spirit. They obey the Spirit. All right. Scriptures to tell you to be humble, move certain ways, so forth and so on. All right. This is Isaiah 13:2. It says, lift thee up a banner upon the mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the noble. That's what Isaiah was told to do, and those is going to go into the gates of the nobles. It's pretty much everybody that's going to be used to destroy, this wicked kingdom, America, So when you read on, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. So we know that's dealing with what? The angels in the middle of the Lord, because they work together. All right. So for other brothers and other men to come into this to help bring down these walls, bring down Babylon, usher in Yahushua, the prophecies, I have hewn them and so forth by the prophets, and slain them by my prophets. Jeremiah was set up to do such a thing, but that will start again, or be able to be by those like the Jeremiahs and, and the lots of the Jeremiahs, the Isaiahs, and so forth, through, the banner being displayed. Men going moving how they need to, but to say the least, this is 2 Timothy 2 and 21. If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified and meet for the master's use, and prepared unto every good work. Exactly. This is an NLT. If you keep yourself pure, you will, as a spirit, it says you will be a special utensil for honorable use. Your life will be clean, and you will be ready for the master to use you for every good work. This is 1 Peter 1 and 2. Elect according to the foreknowledge of God, the Most High Yahweh, the Father, through sanctification of the Spirit. Because you got men everywhere. The elect are everywhere, right? Starting at 1, Peter, an apostle of Yahweh Mashiach, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia, elect according to the foreknowledge of God Yahweh the Father, through sanctification of the Spirit. It's all predestinated unto obedience, right? So you were actually born to be the elect, So of course you're gonna obey. You're gonna move. You're gonna move in the way that you ought to. You're gonna be as the elect. You're gonna put on as the elect, because you've been sanctified from the beginning. Meaning you was born of that class. You're of the noble. It says, unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Grace unto you and peace be multiplied. So again, more wise words in the display of wisdom, from the elders, from these elders, man. All right. Men that's truly sent. The scriptures tell you to confess things, so forth and so on. I'm not saying like they wrong about something, but the fact that was able to be used, heard, said, and to where it couldn't be used for someone out there being proud, it's all about, a real process and going through a real process to get this right. It ain't nothing fake. It ain't nothing artificial. It's real. It could be trusted. It's thorough. It's been tried. You're trying. You're proving things, so forth and so on, and that's why you could be sound, and be used. So that's a display of nobility and of those, born of the noble, born of the noble race, so, hey, call them like how about Shemiah Shah. Shalom to the elect.